Hi, my name is Juzer Tambawalla and I'm very happy to contribute to the Mirum India MarTech Report. Well, you're doing a MarTech report. I'm going to try and be a little brutally honest on this one. I think I do sometimes feel that when a MarTech platform comes to to the marketer, there is obviously this whole plethora of features that come and that get showcased with the platform, right? But when it finally comes to implementing that platform in the system and integrating it with the system is where then the cookie starts crumbling a little bit, right? So you'll say that, well, I can do these A, B, C, D, E things, but when you actually start implementing, then you figure out that, well, A, B, C is working perfectly fine, but D and E, well, there are three other caveats, and actually F is still in development stage, still has to come, come good. So you've got some distance away, from actually. So you, as a brand, then what really happens is that, well, if you're somebody who's really bought the platform for F, then, well, you have some waiting period to go to. But I think that is definitely a challenge. So I'd really appreciate that, and you must understand, and this is my message to MarTech platforms, right? These are, we're not buying Cadbury chocolates, right? It's not a, you use it, wrap it around. I mean, if you don't like it, you buy another chocolate. These are long-term projects. There's a very large investment that's made both in terms of money, in terms of time, people putting their effort and making sure that the implementation goes correct. I think if there is a little bit of a clarity gap that comes when in terms of what the platform can deliver now versus what the platform has the potential to deliver, and that's when I think there sometimes tends to be obviously a certain amount of disconnect, and then you're trying to kind of as an organization, then you're saying that, well, okay, fine, I'm some distance away from really taking the full toll of the platform, and you may be unfortunately in a situation that by the time you get to point F, the market has moved to G, H, I, J, K, and then you're essentially playing catch up, right? So yeah. So I think let me try and answer the second question first. I would believe that number will definitely increase. I think another important. So today, if I look at my marketing budget, say 5 years back, if it started with spending maybe 20%, 30% on MarTech, that number has actually gone to maybe 50, 60, 70%, right? But more interestingly is that when I get my next incremental marketing budget, how much of that is actually going into MarTech? I think that percentage number is actually maybe 90%, right? So in reality, I think clearly if the question was obviously targeted to say that, well, are marketeers investing enough in MarTech technologies? I think they are definitely investing. Is that investment quantum going to increase both in terms of absolute value and percentage? Then the answer is a categorical yes for both. So I think one of my biggest expectations, and I've been using MarTech platforms for a while now, okay, one of my biggest expectations is the ability for the platform to be nimble, right? Because I think, growth of technology is not linear, right? And neither is it saying that, well, if somebody has it, then everybody's going to get it at the same time. Lots of times, MarTech platforms have to adapt their platforms to newer pieces of technology. And I think I'd really expect that MarTech platforms be a lot more nimble on that front. I think the second very important expectation that I'd have, and where sometimes I do struggle with MarTech platforms, is their ability to adapt to the business's technology network, right? Because unless and until you don't have a very seamless marriage between these two entities, the power of the tool will always be suboptimal. I mean, the tool can actually do much more, but you'll probably find out that because that integration is not so seamless, is where you're unable to actually capitalize on the power of the tool. So yeah. me, I think the learning curve that marketers need to now take up is the momentum of that learning curve is significantly high, right? So today, for example, if there was something new that I had to learn maybe 7 years, 10 years back, I could easily say that, well, let me get some free time, maybe in some break, some vacation, I'll try and spend 4-5 days and try and learn something new. I think that luxury is definitely not there, because by the time you get to learning a new piece of technology or a new piece of any kind of software that's available, which can help you market better. And when I say market better, I mean, if I had to look at the core of any marketer, it's about making sure that your communication is good and your communication is customized so that it appeals to that one person who you're trying to talk to. And I think I've said this in the past, it's a lot about going to that segment of one, right? And I think if you want to get to that point, your learning curve needs to have a significant level of momentum. And I think marketers, the faster they realize that, the better it is for them. I think it's better for the entire larger marketing fraternity, right? Because when people start doing newer and newer things, it's when others will also learn faster, adopt, so on and so forth. So I think to come to your point, I think the learning curve momentum definitely needs to speed up. Very tough question, and very, very tough question. I don't think I'd really like to change, to be honest, I'd like to change nothing, right? Because I think for you to evolve to your next step and level up, right, you need to go through those phases. It's like saying that, well, ideally would you want your child to be straight in class 10, but no, you can't do that. You go to class 1, 2, 3, 5, and then you kind of get to class 10. So do I want to change anything? The answer is a categoric no. But yeah, I think sometimes all of us, and I include myself, and you do go through that phase wherein your ability to identify a trend, pick it up, and then kind of really act upon it quickly sometimes can get really limited, right? So I think people should perhaps learn to identify those trends much faster. But if you ask me, should anything change from what it is? I think the answer is no. I think whatever has happened so far has only helped us get one step higher, and I'm hoping that as we go along in this journey, that growth path will continue.